Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and I've been playing with more beads. I've got so many different ways to color them or dye them, and I had been wanting to try my Dylusions sprays, which if you're not familiar with those, let me show you what their label looks like. It's an ink spray. I'm not spraying them, I'm just using a brush to apply them, but I hadn't really used them the way I intended to when I bought them, so I thought, well, let me try those. I've also gotten out some of my Pearl X alcohol inks from Ranger to try, as well as some of the Mixtives, like this one's the gunmetal. So I'm just going to do a quick show and tell of sorts to show you what I've done and how they turned out. So I'm going to start with the Dylusions. Pardon my reach. I did those first. And this bead, let me see here, let me zoom in. This bead, I've colored one side of it with, well, the whole bead was covered with the Dylusions pomegranate seed ink spray. And it's a really dark, rich, deep red. But then the other side I added some of my ink and Pearl X powder mixture just to see if it would kind of soften it up a little bit, and it does. But after I did that, I realized I really like the dark red, the deep red better. So you know, it was just to kind of test it out and see what it would look like. So this one is the Dylusions Cherry Pie, and it is really a nice red. Love it. It actually, in person, looks a little more pink. Kind of like the center of the bead rather than the outer edges of the beads. The next one we have, and this one's really pink, is called Bubblegum Pink. Also by Dylusions. So these are all Dylusions right now. And I thought that one was really pretty too. And these were all, again, 65-pound cream colored cardstock. So this one is very similar to the last one, but this is the Peony Blush ink spray by Dylusions. And then we've got this really, it's kind of almost a fuchsia, a little bit more purple than a fuchsia, and they call this one, I've got to flip this to the side. Oh, they do call it fuchsia, funky fuchsia. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? Nice rich colors, these Dylusions ink sprays. And I've got other colors. I just was working with pinks, but I have lots of other colors. I want to try some greens because I'm trying to get a nice jade color. So here's another pink one. This one is the Dylusions Rose Quartz color. And I think that one's lovely too. And I do like, on this lighter color, the way the ridges of the cardstock show up a little bit darker. I like that contrast. So then we're going to move on to the Ranger alcohol ink. So the first one we're looking at is Intrigue. And it's a pretty purpley kind of color. And I thought it was pretty. And it's already got, because it's a pearl, alcohol pearl, it's already got the shimmer stuff in it. And I thought those were really pretty. So I'll definitely be making some more of those. The next one we're going to do is the Villainous. And look at that. That is yummy. I love that. Then we're going to move on to Tranquil, and I thought that came out lovely too. It's a really, I thought from the bottle, looking at it, it was going to have a little bit more of like a turquoise or, you know, a greenish tint to it, but it's really this really soft, satiny looking blue color, and I just think that is really nice looking. So I'll be making some more of those. Then we have the Enchanted, which is the pink one. Needs shaken up. I haven't used these in years, so but again, look how pretty. Love it. And then I'm getting to the green. So I said I wanted to do some greens because I wanted to try to find a jade. Well, this one is Sublime. And it's more of a lime green. It's pretty. I could definitely find a use for it. But it's not really the jade I was looking for. So then we come to Envy. And these are all alcohol pearl inks by Ranger. And this is the Envy color. And now we're getting closer to what I think of as my favorite shade of jade. Except that it shouldn't probably have all that pearlescence on it, but it is a beautiful, beautiful color, and I do like the bead. So now we're going to get to my least favorites. I did the Mixtives last. This first one I showed you is Gunmetal, and maybe I didn't shake it up enough. I've had these inks for years and haven't really used them much, but it came out pretty clunky and drippy and not smooth, and it didn't cover real well. And I mean, if you're looking for an antique look, I guess that's probably okay, but I wasn't thrilled with it. I don't like the way that one looks. So then I was excited to try the rose gold because I love rose gold. It's my favorite gold, and it actually came out looking more silver. On the camera it looks a little bit rosier, but in general it just looks silver, which it's not a bad silver. But I did do a silver bead next, and that is this one here on the right. So, and it definitely looks more silver. So when I look at them together, I can definitely tell that the one on the left is the rose gold versus the one on the right, which is the silver. But without having them to compare to each other, they look both silver to me. And so this is the Mixtive for the silver. Let's see here. Mixtive Silver Ranger. So the next one I used is the gold Mixtive. And again, these are minimum 5 years old. And I thought the gold turned out really nice. I was happy with it. I thought it was pretty. It still left a couple spots where it didn't leave any of the color on the bead, but it's not too bad. So that turned out really nice. So then, because I just wanted to see what it would do, I tried the white Mixtive called Snowcap. Now again, these are cream colored 65-pound cardstock. This is with the Snowcap ink on it. This is one on the left without. It made no difference. You couldn't see it at all. And that made me curious, which led me down the next path. So I grabbed a strip of black from my scrap box and just wanted to see what each of these would look like on the black. So here is the top one we have is, oops, Intrigue. And look how pretty that pink pearl color, or it's actually kind of a purple, but it looks pink, is so pretty. So then we did the Villainous, and it came out pretty. The Tranquil, the Enchanted, you know, you kind of have to move them to see the color shift. Then we've got the Sublime and the Envy. The Gunmetal came out better on the cardstock swatch than it did on the bead itself. Then you've got the Rose Gold underneath that. Oh, I guess it's above it. Okay, let me go back up here. So the Gunmetal's that one above it. I'm trying to get it to focus. Then the Rose Gold. Then the silver. The gold looked really nice on the black. And then the Snowcap. And then that was just a sample of one of my shimmer sprays. That is the Folk Art Multi-Surface White Pearl. Yeah, so it's not that much different than the other one I showed you. So just to compare, just to show you the difference in what these look like, let's grab this Envy here, and you can see, where is it? The difference on the cream colored cardstock versus the black cardstock. It's just a completely different shade. I said Envy. This is Sublime. Looky there, it's a lot closer now. It's funny how that works. but it's still different. You can see it's definitely different. So I grabbed out a couple of my other homemade ones. This is gold, Folk Art 660 gold, and put that on a bead. And it didn't have a big effect on it. It might on a different color, but on the cream it really didn't have an effect. And then I did the rose gold. And again, it didn't really have the desired effect for me. It did kind of add a couple little flecks of the paint, I guess, but it's not the overall look I was going for. So now I know those don't really work well as a base, color base. But these others all worked super well. And I'm going to make myself a little sample or a little sample loop with those different colors to show me what they turned out like, and with these as well. So yeah, that's a quick little video just to show you what I've been playing with. I did get some stuff today to finish out some of my sun catchers, so I'll be working on those. Plus, I need to start designing the baby mobile that I'm going to be making for my, I don't know if it's great niece or grand niece or nephew. We don't know yet, but it's my nephew's child. So I've heard people say it both ways. But yeah, so that's also on the list. So many things to do. I keep watching these Kumihimo and macrame tutorials, and I want to try a lot of that stuff. So my sister's coming this weekend, so maybe I can talk her into sitting here with me and working on something. We'll see. Otherwise, until next time, guys, I hope you have a happy, crafty day.